views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
Whether she's walking the red carpet or doing interviews, you'll find her with celebrities and all the latest news. She's here, she's there, she's everywhere, she's always on the go. So sit back, relax, and get ready, 'cause it's the Corey Taylor Talks Show.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Corey Taylor Talks, live from Las Vegas. I am here with Maddi, Godard, and Duran. I'm so excited. This is the second time having Maddi on.
Right?
Actually, this year, which is and the first time having Gear.
Oh, sweet. Hopefully not the last.
Yeah, oh no. We're going to have plenty of time.
Oh, yeah.
But congratulations, first of all. I mean, newly engaged. I'm so happy for you guys.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
so cool.
Thank you. Yeah.
You guys are like the perfect couple.
We try.
It was really awesome. Got engaged in Salem.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it was so cool.
Yeah.
It was crazy. When we were out there, I was like, oh man, I know this has been a spot that she's been wanting to visit.
Yeah.
I definitely got to propose to her out there.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun.
It was so funny because he kept trying to go to these like different spots, and I was like, why are you
What are you
being so
doing? You're being
weird?
weird right now. Like,
He's like, oh, can we come back to this area tonight? I just want to see it under the lights. And I was like, all right.
Oh, okay.
But it was really cool because where he proposed, there was like all these local artists in Salem painting Halloween murals, and then it was like right in downtown. It was so awesome.
It was like the perfect place.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Couldn't get
like
any
the time of
better.
year was like perfect.
And the weather, actually, I mean, it was cold, but like there was one day, I believe on a Friday, where it was like almost tank top weather.
Really?
And it was just
wow.
gorgeous. It was like 72.
That's lucky.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, by the time it was like Saturday, like right before we were gonna leave the next day, like it
Yeah.
started getting packed. But we were really lucky that we got to do everything because there's so many people that like book trips to Salem during Halloween.
Yeah.
And like it's usually packed, and they can do like one or two things, and you have to book it like way in advance. So during COVID, it was like perfect time to go.
It worked out.
Oh, totally.
It
When we
really
went back
did.
to
The
Saturday.
only positive thing about this year.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. The Thursday and Friday were chill. Saturday, like we went there, every parking lot was full. It was like the weekend thereof, like right before everything started.
I had
going.
like a little app that was just like telling me like how packed it was going to be, like what level. It was like all the way up to 5.
Oh.
And it was like,
They're like,
you couldn't even
don't
get down. I was
just
like, I don't
turn
even want to go
around.
down there. I don't want to get sick.
That's
you know.
crazy, right?
Yeah. So we were really careful, but that's why we went kind of during the week so that we would kind of miss the crowd. So it was
crazy.
perfect.
It worked out, right?
Yeah, I know.
Totally.
I'm a lucky girl.
And it was so cool. And your rings, everything.
Thank you.
So we're just so happy for you.
Thank you.
Like, oh my gosh.
Thanks.
And so you have so many things going on. I mean, constantly working, which thank God is such a good thing. And
We're really
so many
blessed.
things coming up. So why don't we get straight into? I know you're working on your website. You have a million things.
She worked on my website that got deleted, so she built me a new website.
No.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was a little crazy,
Funny
but yeah. So we've just been kind of working on the websites and just trying to get that going again, and obviously like working on social media and you know. So we like during this time we've been really blessed to even have any work at all, and so that's kind of, I've been working on something that I've been wanting to work on for like a really long time and kind of give back to the community right now. You know, I know there's so many people in need, so we have, you know, some things up our sleeve trying to, you know, work on that. So
Yeah. I know you were telling me a little about it, but I mean, I think it's so cool that you guys are able to use your art to help people too, and you always give back, and I think that's such an amazing thing, and it shows what good people you are too, and I think that's why you guys have been blessed, is because you're good, you still give back, and you're so incredibly talented. Both of you are amazing.
Well, we give it our best shot. I mean, we ain't perfect, but you know,
there's a lot of really
true.
talented, amazing artists out here.
course.
So you know, we're just lucky that we've gotten jobs and been able to, you know, maintain.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people
I mean, it's
hurting
not to
right
say
now.
it hasn't been without its like really close calls either.
Of
I
course,
mean,
Yeah, it's like this as an artist, you know,
Yeah.
you're up and
Yeah.
you're down, and you know, just you never know when the next thing's gonna come up, but
Yeah. I mean,
You
we
know, we try
definitely
to
take
make it
on
work.
like, I mean, we both do like freelance gigs, but like I'm completely 100% freelance. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
she's got a little bit more of a steady role than I
Yeah.
do. But yeah, it's just been nuts. Just I mean, literally, just navigating through the rough waters right now. But it's we're making lemonade out of lemons and doing our best, but just taking it day at a time, really.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Yeah,
but at least you guys are working, and I mean, like I said, you guys are both so talented, and you guys have been getting so much press recently, and so many, which is great, because and you guys deserve it, and it's so important now, especially like you said, you are freelance, and it's a struggle for everyone, no matter how successful you are. It's a big struggle right now.
Yeah, totally.
And so people need to support local artists, and I think that's such a good thing that you guys bring attention to it too,
Yeah, we try,
And that's the thing with like supporting, local artists and supporting anyone who's like a maker, of like, I always believe like the best gifts are the ones that are like personalized and handmade.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because there's definitely this whole thing of like, I try to shop on Amazon the least because I like to go to stores.
Yeah.
Local businesses, for sure. We've been really trying to
I still want stores. But, and of course, with this social dynamic right now, Amazon, of course, is killing it because people are range from zero afraid to like hyper afraid and anything else in between.
Yeah.
So we are losing those stores.
Yeah.
And it's driving everything else to a tailspin.
And I feel like everything's so crazy, like no rules are like consistent. It's like different across the board. So it's really hard for people to like maintain. Like one business might be doing really good and another one's like, we've been open for 20 years and we have to close. And it's really sad. Like even my mom, like I told you earlier, in California, she could be losing her job again for the third time. She's a hairdresser and she, does hair for old folks, and it's just really, it's hard. We just don't know what's going to happen, and everybody's in a place of uncertainty. So I know that anxiety's high, and people are like, I don't know what's going to happen. Us either. We're just like kind of rolling with the punches, trying to do the best we can. And Gary and I have been really talking about trying to get more involved in the community and trying to help people, because we're all adults. We could all go get a second job or try to find work or this or that, but I've been wanting to do some stuff for kids that are stuck at home, and maybe school was their saving grace, and their teachers and all those people, and
now that's taken away.
Abuse is going up and all this stuff. They can't get out, their kids are depressed,
alcoholism. I mean, we could just go on and on, but
the suicide rates for children right now, I think there was 19 kids this year that killed themselves in Clark County.
19? I heard 11. Jesus.
Breaks my heart.
It's horrendous.
So that's kind of where we want to go with like our art.
Those are 19 worst case scenarios.
Yeah.
How many people are right behind them?
Yep. Absolutely.
Those are things that definitely got to be talked about. And so for me personally, again, I mean, these days it's kind of hard to have a personal opinion without somebody getting pissed off. But, with considering the current climate, it's just like, man, I believe in living in awareness, not paranoia, but at the same time, yes, be safe. But you know what? The economical, the mental, and all of those other factors are been way more damaged.
Well, we're really going to see the results in the next year about what's really going to happen.
And I'm saying that as somebody who's lost a friend to COVID.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You never know how this thing's going to hit you. 80-year-old lady, asymptomatic, fine the next day.
Yeah.
My friend, younger than me, got it done. One of my graffiti artist friends, we're in the same crew, got it. The flu felt worse. But I'm back up running in 10 days.
You just don't even know.
You never know.
You have no
so
idea.
It's just this entire.
I think that's what's so scary for
range
people.
of-
Like, you don't know if you're going to be the one that's going to, you might, be healthy or whatever, and then, it hits you in a different way. I have asthma, so I try to be like, with everybody. I'm like, hey.
I know it's like I try to be safe. My number's up. My number's up at the same time. Like, try to be safe for her. You know what I mean? I just kind of like, look, man, I gotta go to my jobs and get to work.
Yeah.
I can't just shit in place. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I gotta hustle, and other people gotta hustle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna just like channel surf either on TV or on the net. We don't even have cable, so I don't know why I'm saying that. But just the old rail that here's on my television.
But we've just been working really hard to just stay afloat and. And then do what we can to help other people, because everyone's struggling right now.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, and like you said, and I can't even imagine what the long-term effect of this will be, not even just the disease-wise, but all the problems
Right.
that come along with it. And
Totally.
it's terrible. But thank God you guys, there's good people like you that are giving back, but you still have to worry about yourself too. So it's
I
a
know,
never-ending cycle.
it's a crazy
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
you know, just hearing everybody's story, like, you know, everybody that was doing really good, they're doing bad, and then people that were doing bad maybe are doing good. It's like all over the place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like right time, right place,
Yeah.
right career. You know, you never know
Yeah.
where it's going to go, or, you know, how you're going to be affected. You know, some jobs are like through the roof right now.
Yeah.
You know, and then other just like essential things are like, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I might have to pick a new career now.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, people are, you know, all over the place, and it sucks.
Yeah.
It is, but that's why I think art is such an important thing. I wish I could be good at art. I suck at it. I'm absolutely terrible. But I always respected it because it's such a beautiful thing, and it can give so much hope. And
Yeah.
a lot of your work is meaningful, and I think that's such a cool thing. I mean, even with your Raiders ticket,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Thank
You've given back so much with so many things. I mean, you guys really are special, and I think that's such a cool thing about art. And even then, there's just fun art is a great thing too, because
Yeah.
it gives you
Yeah.
happiness, which is
No,
awesome.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I think it's great to have your voices heard out there. You know,
No,
Totally.
for sure. And, you know, with one of those things with having a decent, you know, social media platform, you know, I try to, no matter what, because I have clients and friends that are completely all over the place as far as like ideology. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I don't think one dogmatic belief has monopoly on being good to one another.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's a universal law.
And
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of just have to bring back to, supporting each other and being in a
Yes.
place where, hold off on all the fighting, all the politics. Let's put
Yes.
it behind us and kind of just, what are we going to do as a society to just move forward and survive? Because right now that's the
Absolutely.
most important thing. And right now, I think everybody needs kindness more than anything right now, and understanding and love and support.
Yeah.
So if people can go out and support a local business or, an artist or whatever, any kind of creator, I think that's really awesome, and we need to keep doing that for everybody.
Yeah.
So
And even that could be, prove challenging sometimes when you have to make a conscious energy and effort to step out of your echo chamber.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
actually see both sides of the story.
Yeah.
Because, we all know that media is monetarily incentivized by design to separate us, because that gets more clicks, that gets more likes, that gets gasoline on the fire.
Sure
You
does.
know, like the F on Facebook stands for fuel the divide. You know what I mean?
yeah, I know.
Fuel the, and so it sucks because like whenever I find little tiny victories whenever I make a post on Facebook or social media, and I see both of my friends from the middle, the extreme left, and the extreme right, both agreeing on something that I've said, I'm like, I'm making a little bit of headway.
Yeah.
A little bit of headway, because both sides can actually be like, damn, you know what, you're right, you got a point.
Yeah.
So I wish I could see, and I do, but it's far and few in between, see that a little bit more on our mainstream and independent media circuits.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 2020 is like a Stephen King movie. I don't know what's coming next.
That's
you
a
know,
good point.
you know when you read it, you read the book It, and all these weird like monster things come out. And they're all different. I'm like, wow, I never even imagined that before. That's, I mean,
like-
every month it's like something else, like so crazy.
But
like,
wait, murder hornets. Oh, no, never mind about that. Oh, back to COVID. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, no. Rioting. Oh, wait, no,
Wait,
never. Okay, so
election.
that's cool.
Yeah, it's
Go back to
crazy.
COVID now. Okay, well, okay. Aliens? That's 2021. So just
Well,
hold
I
on.
don't know. We're going into the age of Aquarius
Yeah,
or whatever
yeah.
now.
Oh my gosh, it's scary.
It's 21st.
It's so weird, that meme of like
Like,
the like the predator alien. Hey, are we up yet? No, not yet.
Exactly.
Like,
It's just-
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. But yeah, like you said, no one's ever gonna completely agree on everything as hard as we'll try. Unfortunately, it's just never
course.
gonna
Yeah.
happen. But that's kind of why we're all human beings too, because
Right,
we're all different and we
right.
all have different thoughts. But for main human kindness, we just need to stick together right now, and
Yeah.
this is the time, because no matter what you're doing, everyone is struggling in some sort of way or knows someone that's struggling, and so we need to support each other and bring each other up,
Yeah.
lift each other all together, and that's the only way we're going to get through this thing, you know?
No,
Totally.
absolutely. And I just kind of feel like it's been a great disservice to humanity when I see points of common interest not being highlighted, only the separatist parts of our dialogue.
Yeah.
And the ability to not even have and diminish a sort of arena that both sides can actually have coherent conversation and good dialogue. It's like, oh, well, you can't say that because that's politically incorrect, or like, well, wait a second, we need to be able to help each other walk into the water, having empathy for one another, understanding the one another's side, to be able to have constructive dialogue. But
Absolutely.
it seems that those type of arenas and platforms, they don't get emphasized enough. You know what I mean? And I feel
No,
that
the bad definitely gets more highlighted than the good.
we are. I believe society is anemic in having those type of discussions, amongst the differences, and be able to find the human in each other. You know what I mean? The be able to have empathy with each other. You know what I mean? I feel those things have been, just poorly set aside. We haven't been emphasizing those areas, and I just believe that we need a lot more of that.
And it's a weird time too, because even like I was telling you earlier, like I want to do this docu-series, and that I'm going to be working on today, starting up today. But
Exciting.
So this docu-series, this docu-series is basically like, I've my prior career to being an artist, I worked with kids, and, the way I got to work with kids was because of my sister, who, passed away of brain cancer when I was 12. And I kind of, I went from, helping kids to art, and I was like, for the longest time, I'm like, how do I like merge the two of those things? So this docu-series I'm going to be filming on YouTube is just going to be like, how can I help the community and give back while also doing what I love. And so we've been talking about like giving portions of what we make on our art to, maybe St. Jude's Children's Hospital, or, local shelters right now that are really hurting. So I kind of wanted to get like super raw footage of just like, I don't know where I'm going with it, but that's where I want to go with it, and kind of just see how we as artists can come together and give back, because sadly, like in this time, like, like I said earlier, like we all can go out and figure it out, but who's going to advocate for the children at home, or the sick kids who aren't getting their needs met medically because of COVID? And it's just like all over the place. And then how do you do philanthropy in a time like this, where everything the spectrum of afraid is all over the place, and doing stuff safely for others, like we're all just home, so like what can we do for other people while being safe? And that's kind of where I want to take this, and just see where it goes, and hopefully that gets enough attention to where we could all more and more people can contribute to kind of refocusing on other people. Right now it's really easy to just be like, I'm going to feel really sorry for myself. Hey, I got a million reasons to, but right. I kind of just want to be like, I'm a healthy, blessed person. And, even if, money became extremely tight and I didn't know where my next, meal was going to come from, I know that, I can find a way to do something about my situation. And there's so many people who are in a bind. You got two parents that are off at work, but their kid is 5 and needs to go to school on Zoom. Like, who stays with the kids at home?
What if they can't afford a laptop? Oh, the internet got shut off.
And my friend told me yesterday that CPS is having a hard time going in because of COVID. There's all these regulations, so now all these kids
they can't
are
touch cases now,
stuck in like these weird situations where you have to, what do we do? So I don't know what we're going to do, but it's kind of like I want to start figuring it out and feeling like, okay, what can we do about this kind of stuff? What can we provide kids that are really depressed, that have never really been deprived of like social interaction, that are now like really young to even be getting depression, that are stuck in the house, that, mom and dad are really stressed out, they're maybe in a really messed up situation at home where, they don't have anybody. Maybe their teacher was their only, person. So that's kind of where we've been talking about, like, how can we, do this?
And that's what's challenging about this whole situation is because under normal circumstances, not the David Lynch movie that's being directed outside, but under normal circumstances, there is somewhat of a playbook to help those kind of people. Right now, literally, like, our fists are tied up. You know what I mean? Our hands are tied. We have to almost it's like make up the rules as we go, but we kind of have to make up the rules as we go. And then of course you're going to have rules that are conflict with each other, but you know, it just sucks because we have so much like fighting along the side of trying to
like, yeah.
You know, we're being distracted by how to help these people instead of just helping these people.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it seems like we're losing sight of the goal.
Yeah.
Trying to get to the goal.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just tough. It's very challenging because you want to help. It's like, oh, I want to earn more so I can give more. Damn, I'm not earning more right now.
Right.
How can I give more?
Right. It's this weird situation
It's a
that we're
catch-22
in. That's
is what it is.
like, you know,
It
what do
is.
we do? And so I just feel like it's super important that, you know, we come together during this time. And I also want to like break some, you know, assumptions too. Like, you know, I'm not just an artist. I'm not just, you know, Michael Goddard's daughter.
Right.
You know, I'm a philanthropist. I'm somebody
Yeah.
who cares about other people, you know, and my career isn't about me. It's about getting to do what I love, but it brings other people happiness, joy, whatever. It makes them feel emotions, connection, or even if it's just proceeds to, you know, to help, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's so funny because, you know, I paint a lot of beautiful women. That's like that's my jam. But, you know, you can look at it two ways. It's like, oh, just a girl painting a sexy lady. That's cool. But a lot of my clients, like 90% of them are women.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are just like, I love, you know, the confidence and the empowerment that it brings me. So you never really know how your art's going to touch somebody else. And even if that particular piece or this or that isn't your thing, maybe you're just like, hey, like I know this is going to something good, you know, or whatever. I don't know where we're going to take it, but that's kind of like where I'm at in my career where, you know, I'm not just an artist, you know, I want to be more than that. And I know Gear feels the same way. You know, we're not just here to collect a paycheck. So it's, you know, it's bigger than us. And I think that's why, you know, the universe gives you talents. You know, it's not just a selfish reason. It's like, what, like I could do this and then where can I take that to the next level?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, so.
Like right now we have like what, I mean, as far as I know, and just correct me if I'm wrong, but no art, we have no music classes. I mean, let alone having somewhat of a stable school function, functioning stable schools to accommodate these things. Oh, well, great. Now, and even if some of those do get greenlit, then like, well, what's the rules of engagement? You know, it's just.
Well, I've even heard like my best friend Shannon, she has 2 kids, her and her husband, and you know, her daughter got in trouble for the camera not working right. And, you know, the school provides the computer, so they like kicked her out of class because, you know, she didn't have the camera. It's like all these barriers, and it's like it makes the kid feel bad.
Yeah.
And then you have like,
And let's
okay,
just
the
face it, they're not
frustration for
providing
the
the best
teacher,
equipment
like
either.
they can't tell if, you know, the kid is really, you know, paying attention or they're just, you know, want to mess around, you know, whatever, kids are kids. But so, you know, then these teachers are put in a weird position to where they have to make these like weird decisions, and, you know, I wonder how they're doing. And that's kind of like, you know, I've been talking about including in that docuseries, like, you know, filming, you know, adults and interviewing them about, you know, how is this affecting your family and your kids? Or you're a teacher, like, how does this affect you? And what's your frustration? And how do you think we can help? Because I don't have all the answers, but I know that by, you know, starting this whole thing, that, you know, if enough people are watching, if enough people, you know, get the awareness out there, that, you know, somebody might have a good idea for us and we can kind of run with it. Because I think we're never going to be the same. Like, the way that we do things is going to be totally different. So it's kind of like also a revolution. Like, you know, things are never going to be the same. We have to think of things that are totally different and totally new, and that's going to be our way of life for probably a really long time. You know, we might never go back to the way things were. You know, we might never be in a concert again the way that it was. You know, it might be socially distant, or it might be all virtual. Who knows what's going to happen? So even musicians right now are struggling so bad, you know. And
they're all just like, hey, watch me DJ in my underwear from my kitchen. You know, it's like that, and that could only go so far. You know, let's just. I mean, I understand trying to keep yourself relevant, but like right now, especially if you're in an industry where it revolves around concerts, festivals, I mean, you're kind of screwed.
There's so many I mean,
Kinda
even the
screwed.
performers out here in Vegas, like, what are they gonna do?
Yeah.
And then you have like, okay, if things get bumped down to like 25% capacity, and then we don't have as much travel in and out, which, you know, how many locals are really gonna go see shows every weekend? Like, it's hard for them too. You know, you see all these, you know, they're like, open Vegas, you know, it's hard. You have that catch-22 that's like, okay, we open, we get, you know, kind of things get worse, but then economically maybe things get a little bit better, so we kind of have to go maybe right in the middle and see what
But
happens.
here's the thing, though. You also have some economical hypocrisy when we just went to Salem not too long ago. You're sitting right next to someone.
On the airplane,
Really?
yeah, like
So-
packing them in there like
Can
sardines.
we,
It's so crazy.
Can we have some consistency?
Yeah, or even just like the casinos. It's like the casinos were still open and the bars were still open in the casinos, but then local bars were closed.
Right.
I have so
Right.
many friends that are bartenders. I used to be a bartender, and I'm just like, how are we gonna open, you know, a bar in the casino but not open it locally? And how do you, you know, how do you do that? I mean, it's a weird time. It's like, this is okay, this is not. So
Right.
Well,
where do
and
we
even
go
like
from here?
30% of restaurants in Vegas will be closed by the end of 2020, which is
Right.
crazy.
Oh my
Right.
god, it makes me want to cry.
I know.
Yeah.
But then you can go to Walmart and it's packed,
Yeah,
and everyone's
yeah.
touching the same
Yeah,
thing.
local
Everyone's right
businesses
next
have to
each
shut down, but
other.
big corporations
Right.
can
You've
stay
got
open.
this
Right.
huge, like, blue collar, like the diminishing of the blue collar worker.
Yeah.
And anything that's adjacent to that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
you've
true.
got the homeless or the people that own the Walmart and the Amazons and all that stuff.
Right.
Just so it's like completely, you know, it's sad. It seems like maybe it's just a byproduct of it. It just seems too much like it's just being done by design.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
Gear
it's
and
just
I,
unfortunate.
yeah, Gear and I are really lucky that we have each other, and
Yes.
you know, we have a lot of the same beliefs, and you know, I mean, we have our thing. You know, we fight about politics a little bit,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
you
there's
know,
granted some
That's okay.
differences, but you know, hey,
Right.
it's all good, and that's part of life. And just
Yeah.
side note, South Park's Plandemic Special is a documentary, not an entertainment video, by the way.
it's so crazy. Yeah,
If you
so
haven't seen it, it's man, it is spot on. It's hilarious. It's actually hilarious.
yeah. So I mean, we're lucky we have each other, and you know, when I'm struggling or he's struggling, we kind of just, you know, balance each other
Yeah,
out in
we
that
back each
way,
other
and
up.
Yeah.
you know, and both being artists and creatives, we have that you know, that constant drive for like, okay, what can we do next to try to, you know, figure things out for ourselves and where to move forward in this time. And you know, there's a lot of artists and stuff in this town that aren't as lucky, you know,
Yeah.
that you know, they haven't gotten work, and you know, First Friday's closed and all this other crazy stuff. Well, it's open-ish, like the galleries are down there, but nobody knows that they're open.
Right.
But First
Yeah,
Friday is like
And people are
closed.
afraid to
It's
go.
like it's so
a mess.
crazy.
Yeah.
And you know, I just feel so bad for everybody that, you know, like, what do we do? But you know, Gear and I have each other, and we're
Yes.
really lucky to
Thank goodness.
to
There's a
have
couple
that.
of big, huge jobs like looming over right now, and I wish like one of them would just pull the trigger, because guess what? Like I could pay my soon-to-be wife here to help me. I could pay a couple of my really tight, talented friends to help me,
Yeah.
and kind of also share the wealth as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey, like I know you're talented as well. I know you got the chops to help me out in a big job. Let's do this. You know, I know you got kids. I
Yeah.
know you got to eat too. So it's like,
Even
man,
through
come
all
on.
this, when Gear's been working, you know, and painting his murals and all that, you know, he hires his friends and does. I mean, we do what we can to
Yeah.
like, you know, bring other
Yeah.
people on, and you know, we did David Petritis did that Helios show where all the local artists did the Vegas sign and all that stuff. It was so awesome, and you know, that's a blessing, and you know,
Yes.
we just. He just offered us to get into his gallery over in Ojai, so we did that, and that's really exciting. We're really lucky,
Yeah.
and we just want to find a way, like, how can we get everybody to, you know, help each other
Yeah.
more, you know, like we want to do too. But
Yeah. Well, I think it's amazing you guys are trying to find solutions, because everyone's just fighting and no one's trying to focus on solutions.
Yeah,
And so
exactly.
thank goodness you guys are going out there and you're opening up the conversation. You're like, how do we solve this?
Yeah.
Because no one is going to have like, oh, I have everything, because if
Right,
they did,
right.
then
Yeah.
everything would be solved
Right.
already.
Yeah.
And-
But we need to talk to each other.
No, and absolutely, and like what I call like social event band-aids, I mean, they only help to a certain extent, but we need to work on something that's going to move us forward. move us forward safely, and get us, as a people in a society, economically back on our feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the time is, we have two options right now with COVID. I mean, there's a lot of people going south fast, and no fault to theirs. It's just circumstances and how you deal with things. But we really have like a choice during COVID, and it's like, are we gonna, just let things get crazy and, we get depressed, like all these things that happen. You're alone all the time, or you can't go out. You're scared. You lost your job. Who knows what your circumstance is? And I'm like, I feel like I've been better than I ever have in my life as far as my like spirituality and like in myself. And I'm like, you know what? Not everybody is as lucky. Not everybody is as handling this as good as I am. Whether or not money's there or not, I know we have each other and we're okay. And so, we basically just have a choice. Like, where are we going to take this? Because we could do nothing and things just get worse, or we could just help pick each other up, whatever it is, even if it's as small as, going to a local business and buying something versus buying it online or whatever. And, and just supporting each other. I have tons of artist friends right now that have just been buying my work just to be supportive, and they don't have a lot either. We're all like in this weird situation. We're all like, so we're all like buying each other's art and doing all this fun stuff and, trying to survive.
And when it comes to helping out, when we have our governmental institutions, no matter what side they're on, coming to make decisions to help out people, some of those that are calling the shots are completely out of touch with reality, with the average blue-collar worker's reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you put certain things into place, when you make certain rules, it's kind of like rules for thee but not for me kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that they need to kind of get back into touch with reality, with what the normal person is going through, what they're going through. So when you have some of these people like calling the shots, like, they don't, of course they could stay home in their like nice ass mansion or whatever. It doesn't affect them. They can wait this out. But guess what? 98 to 99% of the people can't. Can't. It's kind of like, stay home. For how long? Great. Until what?
But then it's like the delay of then they can't decide on a stimulus package. And everybody's like, okay, I can stay. I don't mind. I don't think anybody would mind staying home and staying safe. It's like, what are we going to do about food? You have these, my friend over in New York was telling me that there's thousands of people in line every day to just get food from school for their kid to have lunch, from churches, all that stuff. And people are like running out. Like, what do you do? So, it's just, we just want to take our art to the next level. Like, if I could sit here and just make a paycheck, and that's all great, it would be wonderful. But at the same time, it's like, it's not just about me. And I mean, sadly, like, we're an entertainment city, so Vegas is really struggling because we got performers, and then you get all the people that are doing the lighting in the show. We don't even think about that.
All the behind
bartenders,
the
scenes.
Hosts,
Stage, the grip
ushers,
guys,
all of it just done. Like, I mean, luckily there's a few people out there, they're like, they get creative. They're like, okay, well, I used to do this job and maybe I'll just do that now. And, it's hard. It's like, there's some people that'll never be able to do what they used to do. And that's so sad.
It's terrible.
So I don't know. I want to help, but
it's
I really do.
we can definitely, like I say, we can definitely move forward safely until, again, it's not going to be with us forever. It's gonna, just by the way nature acts in cycles, right? Nothing just, it's kind of like the Kali Yuga, right? It's like peace. Things get a little wonky. Oh my God! And then it's a shit show.
Yeah,
and then
maybe things will be. I think if we play this out the right way, things are just gonna, we're gonna come out on top of this.
Right. And like I said, we can't stay still, because when you stay still, you die.
Yeah.
You die. You need to move, because movement is life. You know what I mean? You got to move forward. You got to move strategically and safely forward to be able to get to that point where we don't have to worry about this anymore. Where I don't have to go to an establishment and see a damn sign that says I can't hug my friend. Yeah. Like, dude, really? Like, come on. Like, that's some like Orwellian shit right there. Oh, no hugging. Like, screw you, dude. Like, that's my boy. Yeah. Whatever. But we gotta move it forward to a point where safely, so we can get out of this, so we can go to a concert, so we can, put the lighter app on our phone and wave it like it's an actual lighter, because millennials, right?
Well, then you think about it. It's holidays, and even that, like I think about all the people that can't see their families. But my mom said it best. She was like, "Look, I can't see you now. They're trying to be really safe, especially my mom working with older folks, my stepdad trying to stay healthy." And she's like, I can't see you this Christmas, but, in order for us to have a next Christmas, this is what we have to do. Yeah. So it's really hard for people to be so away from their family. Even during COVID, I had a friend, my friend Tiffany, she had COVID and it was really bad. She's still in bad shape. It's been 3 weeks. She's at home, hasn't seen a soul. She's like, it's wearing on my mental. Like, I feel like I'm going insane. And so you have all these people who even aren't sick that are just away from their families. They're alone. Maybe they're single, living by themselves, whatever. And they don't have anybody to, talk to and, see. And there's something about that social interaction that, feeds the soul. So, I'm just thinking in my head, if we can't be the way we were, and we can't, and staying where we're at right now is not helpful either. Like, is there a medium where we can kind of be safe, and get everybody where they need to go, so.
Yeah. But, for the most part, it's like, hey, I definitely didn't want to come on this show and pretend like everything's all right. But one thing you're going to get from me is like brutally honest, opinions, but also it's like, hey, I'm not going to pretend the world's okay outside, because it's not. But what we can do is do little things within our day to brighten up somebody else's day. Straight up. I'm going to be real as shit with you.
Yeah. So, how have you been doing through all this?
Yes.
Let's talk about you. Over here talking about me. And here.
It is what it is. And I'm struggling too, but you just gotta keep on going, and that's all you can do. And you, like you said, it's really a catch-22. You want to help other people, but you gotta worry about yourself too. And it's just,
for me to give more, I gotta make something so I can give something.
Yeah, and that's why Kira and I have been hustling really hard, because we're like, if we do our regular work, we can provide for us, but what can we do to go the extra mile to be able to help other people? We've had people help us out in times of need. I mean, this hasn't been a perfect pandemic, for us either. So,
Is it ever?
we're
Yeah, remember that one time?
So I mean, we just helping each other and seeing where it goes. And I know your job is stressful too, especially during this time. I can't even imagine a little snippet. I work for the county too, so I get it, but it's crazy. Yeah.
You definitely got to pivot, you got to be creative, and you got to sort of reinvent some of the things that you've normally, under normal circumstances, didn't have to think about.
Right. Yeah.
How could you deliver, I mean, I didn't get to hang out with them as much, and, I got to work on a few projects with Tony Shea. Actually, one of the photos that have been going around with him was with me in it, and that was pretty cool and honorable. But one of the things is like, how can you still deliver the happiness that he did, but in times like this? You know what I mean?
It's hard.
It's challenging, and you got a whole new set of rules. It's like, oh damn, we don't have any playbook for this, so we got to navigate and figure it out as we go, and yeah, there's going to be mistakes. Yeah, there's going to be some learning curves, but it's not impossible. We can get there. We can get back to, I don't want a new normal. I want a normal. I don't care what someone thinks about that. I want a normal, because that's what people like to do. The fact that now we're being programmed to get pissed off when we see shows pre-COVID of people hugging, and then people get anxiety from seeing that. Like, you got to think about that. Like, that's some serious social hard wiring going on. And that's dangerous, because that's not what we are.
Yeah. We just got to find a happy medium and figure what that is, figure it out. And, I think too that even through even through all of this, it's just about finding a new normal. And on a positive note, this is a really great time to be creative. There's a lot of people that have been at home that maybe got stuck doing some job that they really secretly hated, and now they're home, and it's a time to get creative and do what you want to do. And there's going to be so many new things that, like I said, we're going to have a whole new way of life, honestly. I don't think it's, even if this all disappears magically, just say in a couple years, there's still going to be people that are probably always going to wear masks, always nervous. Travel might change, who knows? Economies might, go up, go down, who knows how it's going to be. But it's really a time to get creative and do something that you love and try to make something of it. Now it's, like I said earlier, it's like a revolution. It's like, the way we got to this success where we're at in society right before COVID, with media and this and that and all these inventions and different things, it was amazing. Now we're at a time where it's throwing us back again, and they're like, all right, figure out something else. So now it's a time for maybe people that have had ideas and haven't really had the time to focus on that and kind of do and do something. Maybe it's something that makes you a lot of money or it's successful, or it helps other people or makes COVID social distancing easier, so we can kind of go back to the way things are. I mean, right now is the time to be, it's a time for creatives. It's a hard time because we're all struggling, but it's the time, you know what I mean? Like, there's no other time that we're going to have to come up with new things. And if you get creative and, you do it with good intention, who knows what kind of blessings will, come into your life. And so that's kind of where we've been. It's fun doing art. I love it. I've been around it my whole life. I'm lucky. I got, my amazing fiance that's an artist. I got a dad that's an artist.
Shucks.
And, they cast a big shadow. They're, it's hard shoes to fill. It's hard shoes to fill. And, people are,
you're doing it.
People are more,
she's got her own spotlight.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, I get a little more critique than what people would think, only because of where I'm at. And most people might think it's the opposite, like, here's a golden ticket, run with it. And
but it's still up to her to kick ass and take the
and the thing is, when you're surrounded by so many talented people, like, how do you shine? And for me, it's like it's not about like how much attention I could get or whatever. It's, for me, it's just like, what can I do that's going to make a difference? There's a blessing.
I'll use my platform to bring her up. You know what I mean?
but
That's how
even,
I can like,
but even just like him and my dad and, where they're at, artistically, I have so much to learn, so much to, keep going on. And I just want to be better, and I want to, do something outside of myself. There's 1,000 talented artists out here, and we know that, and they're incredible. But I want to do more than that. So that's kind of just been my thing, and kind of breaking those barriers and being like, as much as I love you, and I love, my dad, I want to be my own
like,
person.
I want
and
her, if she like out succeed, like, is like more successful, like, what, cool. Here's what car I want, babe. Like, and it's like, no, like, I mean, because, we all know the male ego is a fragile thing.
Oh,
it's
between
like,
those two?
She's making
100%.
more money than me. It's like, oh, yeah, I'm so pissed off with that new car she got me.
Yeah,
like,
right.
no, I mean, like, I want to, like, help her shine as well.
Of course.
Because guess what? We live under the same roof. We eat at the same table. We cook each other meals. And at the end of the day, it's the same honey pot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So true.
So we're just trying to figure it all out. So.
Well, no, and you guys have been kicking butt and taking names because you guys are both so talented, and I think people recognize that. And like I said, and you're good people too, which is such a positive.
We try.
Plus,
We try.
So are you?
We got a
so
few
you want to
bodies over
support
there,
good
but
people, and I love both of your art is amazing, and
Thank
I think
you.
that's why you guys are getting so recognized. And you've been for years, and now you're newer, but people have been focusing on it because you guys are really just amazingly talented and make great art and positive art and
Thank
fun
you.
and important art, everything. And that's really what this world needs. So
Well, it is. Like, art's the light at the end of the tunnel
Yes.
right now. It's the thing that people can look forward to. Like, for me, when I'm stressed out all day at work, or, we don't know what we're going to do next or what's going to happen, or I get that anxiety, or I get a phone call from my family that they're like, we don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We don't have any money coming in, or maybe it's, friends or whatever the situation. Everybody's going through it.
Yeah.
And, it's just like, I don't know. I just, I want it to be better. No, no, I just like,
Oh, wait, the mic's right.
we have something, and I think that, you know, the art is what's giving people happiness. Sometimes it's just an escape. It's an escape for me.
Yeah.
You know, I come home, I'm like, oh, I'm so stressed, you know, whatever. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to draw and I'm going to make something that people like. You know, I have, you know, and I've met a lot of amazing people, especially lately, that have been buying my art from all over and becoming friends with them. You know, I just sold a couple paintings to a girl at a hair salon over in Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
Her name's Deanna. She's really awesome. And like her salon is like totally up my alley, like super 80s. Like I'm super into it. And she supports local artists, and you know, she has it's not just my work in there. There's tons of them, and I think that's what attracted me to it, anyways. Too. And I was just like, oh my god. Well, not only does she have like super cool style, I'm super into it, but you know, they are supporting local artists, and she's like, you know, women have to support women, and you know, businesses have to support businesses, and you know, they buy paintings from me, I buy merch from them, and I'm like, hey, when COVID's not happening, I need my hair done, so I'm going to see you. Yeah. So I meet a lot of incredible people that way, and social media right now has been a great resource for that, and just connecting with people and making new friends in a socially distant random way. And I know it's the same for Gear. I mean, Gear's fans are awesome, you know, and totally supportive all the time. And, you know, we've met a lot
especially the ones from Brazil.
Oh, God. Yeah, so he, you know, and
inside joke.
And a lot of his clients
but they are awesome, though.
Are really sweet,
Brazil,
too. Just, you know, our friend Paco, that's, you know, gotten Gear a lot of art curation work, and
thank you, Paco.
The art for Gear. We met a lot of incredible people, and it's just like, we're really blessed in that way, and I'm just really grateful that we can, you know, do anything right now. So,
Actually,
so
I gotta get a hold of Paco right after this. Yeah, he's got a couple of things coming up. Paco, you rock. Love you so hard, brother. Thank you.
Yeah. So.
No, he's definitely been, you know, a great guy, a great friend, and has definitely landed us a couple of really key hardcore jobs that have been seeing us through. Yeah. I mean, God, right before this, my COVID story, God, it's right before we had to storm the beaches in Normandy, we had NFL, Marvel coming together. They do an annual mural project. I mean, super huge, right? The Friday of, and everything's good, sure, run it. Weekend, okay, great. I'm thinking, man, we're going to start Tuesday, yada, yada, yada. Monday morning, hey, well, we got it down the road that, you know what, I almost want to throw up thinking about it, but like, man, the job and the amount of money that just went,
yeah.
You know, and that was for so many people. Like, I was talking to a bunch of people, and they're like, February was like their best. Like, people were just making bank, you know, doing really well. Businesses, like, you know, we've really just started to recover really from the recession. I mean, honestly, like, it took years. So now people are, you know, we're doing really good, and then boom, like, everybody's like out of work. Everybody's
out of nowhere,
like letting people go, and it was just so crazy.
Yeah, it's
it got down to like our last dollar, and we're like, let's hustle, like let's do it. And so that's what we've been trying to do.
You know, maybe it might be a month, I don't know, whatever. They're just like, well, a year later, here we are.
And hopefully we can use our social media platforms too to, like, when we start this docu-series, I definitely want to, you know, for people to be able to share it and, you know, listen in, and, you know, maybe if they want to help or get involved, that's awesome. So that's pretty much, you know, what our goal is. And
and it's great. Like, also, like, you know, so like my buddy Paco's been helping out with stuff. You know, even like her dad's been, you know, we were friends before we got to meet, and so that's a whole other story. But what's up, Pops? I know you're watching. And, you know, he's been, you know, working on some projects with us and stuff, so nothing to get too in detail about, but, you know, it's cool because it's, you know, he went from being a friend to family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, well, he knows if I'm doing okay, then she's going to be doing okay. Because I get to spoil her and take her out and, you know, do nice little things. So it all is kind of like one hand washes the other.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's been great. It's been great. You know, being with her, you know, it feels like...
this?
Oh,
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so as you can see, I wasn't really going to reveal to the world yet. I got my hand... Okay, so just like this, you know, docu-series, when I got it in my head that I wanted to do it, I was like, okay, there's no stopping me. So kind of like this hand tattoo story. I wanted my hands tattooed my whole life, and about an hour before I was supposed to get tattooed, I was like, you know what, I'm going to get my hand tattooed instead. And it's something I've always wanted to do, but it's on my ring finger. So, you know, thank you. It's still healing. It hurts really bad.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I love my little black ring. Very,
I love it,
you know,
yeah.
non-traditional, just like
It's
how we
beautiful,
both are.
yeah.
So yeah,
It's cool.
It's
I mean, she
beautiful.
came with the whole package. This, you know, I got a grandma now. You know, I got a, you know, it's the stepmom, and you know,
Yeah.
we call them pops. You know, I got two popses. You know what I mean? And it's great. It's you know, having friends out in a place where you've been out for a while is cool, but it's always good to be able to share a dinner table with people that you can, you know,
course.
call,
And I have a big
call
family. Like my mom and my dad,
So that's,
you know,
that means a lot.
they're all friends. Like my stepmom, my mom,
Yeah.
my dad, my stepdad. We're all like really tight knit.
that's
So
awesome,
and we,
yeah.
you know, we do everything together. Well, COVID, sadly, my mom's still in California, but she'll be moving here in a year, so it'll be freaking
Perfect.
awesome. And then
And I mean,
Gear's
like,
dad is gonna probably
my-
be moving here
Oh,
too.
wow.
My dad's gonna be moving out here.
So
He's out-
everyone's
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah,
That's
so
really
he's out
good.
in Portland. He's
Yeah.
like, it's a shit show out there, so I can't wait to get out of there and come down here. And so he's like, I think he used to do like underwater welding for like the oil rigs out in California.
goodness.
Like crazy shit, right? So he's like welded titanium for NASA.
Wow.
So he's like pretty up there as far as like union welding. So he can
Right.
come out here and get a job. No
It's so
problem.
funny because like now, you know, Gear will, you know, he and my mom talk on the phone. My stepdad, they like call each other like more than me. And then like my dad and Gear are always
Much like you,
texting,
son.
and but it's the same like now when Gear's dad wants to, you know, just, you know, shoot shit or whatever.
her
He
instead
calls
of
me.
me.
And then
It's like we just traded.
and then like you know, Gear's all like,
Like-
did you remember me, or you know, you
like
know, I'm
you'd
your
call my
son
phone, I just
still.
pass it to her. Like,
But you know, he just wants to talk to me.
Do you want to talk to your kid by the
No, it's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah.
way with my
No, no,
family
no,
though.
we're good.
My mom, my dad, they, you know, they adore Gear. So I'm really
Yeah.
blessed with that too. So
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, we're engaged. We're getting married next year if all things, you know, go.
Yes, it will. It
We
will.
want to get
Everything
married
will
in
go.
October, but
Oh, that'd be perfect.
ugh,
yeah.
I know. Well, it's honestly like it's
It-
not just
yeah,
because of
if it all
wonderful
works out,
spooky season,
yeah.
which I love, but you know,
The weather's great. I
the
mean,
weather's
the weather's
perfect. Like
great.
December, it starts to get cold.
Perfect. Yeah.
September, it's still like really hot. We had to cancel our
Usually
engagement
on
party.
Halloween is when it starts to get cold, like Halloween night.
Yeah.
But
First
so
week
right
of
before.
you know of October is like
It's
amazing.
perfect weather.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
hard too because we thought right after we got engaged, we were like, you know, let's have our engagement party at we were gonna have it at my dad's in December. So a week ago, we would have had our engagement party. Sad.
Yeah.
But we were gonna
Michael's
fly his
kind of a
mom out
bitchin'
here.
backyard
his
man,
sister
so-
was gonna come. My mom, you know, Gear's dad. Everybody
Yeah.
was gonna come together, and we just decided we're like, you know, it's just not safe enough. And our parents are older, so we just
Yeah.
are like, we can't.
Of course, yeah.
You know, so
it's just-
we want to get married in October
We
next
want-
year.
we want
but
everybody
we'll
there
see.
too, you
So
know?
to me, we're not in a rush because we just want to make sure that everyone we love gets to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So if we have to keep postponing until life's, you know, somewhat normal where people feel comfortable to come, then it's
Yeah.
worth it. You
Hey,
know?
look, we ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, we
We're
have each
like
other. We're
Stuck.
good.
It's already a done deal.
Stuck like glue.
So yeah.
But we'll put it out there in October. Everything will be better.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I kept saying that about like next month will be great. We'll be
Right.
ready.
Yeah,
But by October, I think that's a good
Yeah,
timeline.
yeah, I know.
If, like,
By
we don't
October,
nuke
everything will
ourselves, or
work
it's
out.
not like Mad Max by then.
Yeah,
then,
right.
You know, hopefully.
Totally. Yeah. So hopefully, you know, everything, you know, works out, and we're just, you know,
Yeah.
keep on pushing. So.
Yeah. And so, what new things are you working on and stuff, and what can people like do and support? Which, once again, most important thing right now is just supporting each other.
Well, we're going to be starting this, so, you know, everybody just following us on social
Yeah.
media so we can give more information. We have more information. I mean, we both are working on projects right now, and sadly, the big projects that we're working on, we can't really talk about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, I know, and it keeps
I
getting pushed
understand.
back,
You
and I'm
know,
like, ah!
honestly, speaking of giving back, like, you know, my friend I lost to COVID, my boy Rocket, it's just the times are crazy because you know what? I just did a job at a printing company that he was working at, and I just saw him, and I just saw him completely fine.
Yeah.
You know, his last text to me was like, "Hey man, you know, because I like build all these crazy computers for us and stuff. Dude, I built a sick rig. I'm having trouble with it. Can you please help me out? Like fix it?" And I was like, "Yeah, man." And guess what? I didn't get to be able to get to him in time and make the time to spend with him. At least I would have wished I would have had to have done that with him to take that memory.
Yeah, and
with
if
me,
anybody has
you
any
know?
ideas, you know, for us to help
But
more.
here's the thing. I would like to plug his GoFundMe for his funeral.
Yeah, absolutely.
On after we get you guys all nice and marinated with our social media. I want to plug him. You know, Ricky. You know, Rocket, rest in peace, man. I love you. I wish I would have been there a little bit more, man. And I wanna plug that GoFundMe for him to help
course.
him and his family out.
Of course. Yeah.
Even if it's just $1, guys, like, dude, I would
Any
really
little bit
appreciate
helps.
that, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we just, social media is the best. That's where we're going to be able to, update everybody. And if anybody listening, wants to get involved in some of the things like you and I talked about, knows people that we can connect to or, has ideas, like we're all about it, just reach out and,
And I'll post his GoFundMe on the link on my bio on my Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
perfect.
cool.
Sure.
Yeah. No, that's
great.
amazing. And it is scary. I have a friend even too, and she's perfectly healthy, mother of 6, and she's been in the hospital 2 times, and she's like, if this doesn't get better, I don't think I'll make it another time. It's so scary, and it's perfect. Like you said, the sickest people are fine, the healthiest people are in the high. It's just crazy.
I know, it's like crazy. There's no even like, well, I could at least gauge it by my own personal health.
No, you have no idea.
You can't. Like the guy from Broadway, he was 40 years old. With a newborn baby.
Yeah.
He gets
right?
COVID,
Like, I mean,
but it's really the after effects of COVID that's killing people. It's the
Yeah.
pneumonia and the filling of the fluid of the lungs. Not, it's just chance. Like, are you more susceptible to that or whatever?
Yeah.
He gets it. They think he's okay. They are like, oh, we have to cut off his leg because of the circulation from the blood clots that happen.
Yeah.
And then, they amputate his leg, and they said he was perfectly fine. And then, like 2 days later, gone.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's so sad, and you just never know.
No.
So, stay healthy, everybody, and stay safe. It's just
do what you can,
rough out
move
there.
forward,
Yeah.
but do what you can. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and protect your family. I know everybody wants to go out and see their family for Christmas, but if I have any, influence or whatever, I want people to stay home so that we can have another Christmas with our families. I just had my best friend Shannon, her sister's boyfriend, his grandma just died of COVID, and it was so sad because she was alone, and I'm pretty sure she struggled with memory and stuff, so she didn't know why nobody was there with her. She's passing away in the hospital by herself. The family's
That's the
devastated.
worst.
They can't go see her.
That
It's
is
real
no
life.
way
I
to
mean,
go.
these are happening to real people, and
all the time.
we have to be conscious. Moving forward. It's like
It's like a fine freaking balance.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
what
a
do we
really
do?
tight rope to walk, and to be able to address both issues of being a human and still being able to be careful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's where I think a lot of the fighting happens, the disagreements happens, the contradiction of rules happen. It's just, and then people get, so it's just like, we gotta just navigate the best we can.
Yeah.
Also being mindful of the other person, but at the same time still being human.
Yeah. It's so true.
Yeah.
And Gear and I have been, like, as far as what we've been kind of working on, I'm just trying to crank out pieces. I'm trying to, figure out what I want to do as far as, what I was telling you about earlier, and like, how I can incorporate all those things. And, Gear's been working on some big projects too for some people out of state, and, and hopefully by the next time we come on the show, we'll be able to talk about all the actual secret projects we're all working on right now. It's like so crazy. I'm like, God, every time.
And it's crazy, like, just kind of like a little bit of side knowledge on some industry. I went to Noman School of Visual Effects. I had a pretty hardcore and strong, well, decent, I guess, 2D portfolio before we went there, but that was mainly for like 3D CGI, like programs like, ZBrush, Maya, After Effects, stuff like that. And my friend that I went to college with, he just stayed with us a couple days ago. My friend Mick, he's like doing a lot of stuff right now it's kind of like the people that are mainly doing stuff for film, or just like, and depending on what department you're in, nothing.
Yeah.
'Cause hardly anyone's filming, or they can't.
Yeah.
So people are coming out here to Vegas to film, but the people that are working on video games, killing it.
Really?
Killing it.
Oh.
So he's like, man, if you get a block of time, like a month or two, to just dedicate to these 2 pieces of software to add to your own thing, you could be just banking hard with us, and we'll actually get you in on our team to actually work with us. Because like your concept art know-how, because a lot of the people that know the 2 softwares aren't bringing the 2D heat like you are. But if you get that past that barrier, then man, like, you'll be a force. So I'm like, man, I just need one good solid job to fund my free time to be able to deep dive into the software, crash course learn it, and then just fast track. Then I think that's something I'll be able to work from home.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's
what I was saying. Like, you got to get creative and find something else. Like, even, people might not, want a mural right this second. What can we do in that free time? And, he's just been learning and studying.
Everyone's playing video games right now.
That's true.
Well, it's like all things, all my friends and everybody's kind of going in new directions. Like, even my friend, my best friend, Angie, she's, she has 5 kids. And, she's a single mom and she does, kicks ass and all that stuff. So we all kind of have to like navigate. We're all in those kind of scenarios, in different ways, and we all have to like figure it out. And she's a super mom. We're all just kind of trying to navigate, just like your friend with 6 kids. I mean, it's a lot with a lot of kids, and trying to support everybody and career, and then the kids aren't in school, and like, what do you do? And we all kind of have to just work together. So hopefully that can happen soon.
Absolutely.
And so, where can people follow you? You have all the social media.
In conclusion,
the craziest topic of all of COVID.
Well, it's been great. No. Okay, so you guys can follow me. Pretty much, if you just Google Gear Duran, my Twitter will come up, my Facebook will come up. I think my fan page on my Facebook. Got to have a degree of separation. My Instagram.
Don't forget that Instagram.
My Instagram's pretty strong.
Everything for him is Gear Duran.
Gear
you can
Duran.
find him on anything Gear Duran.
Also on Twitch too. We're gonna start doing some more Twitch streams with like my buddies who are at CyberPower PC. My sponsors. They're my computer sponsors. HTC Vive. Wacom. They're one of my people make the digital tablets.
I pretty much just film him like doing live, VR and all this stuff, so they can watch.
And also we're gonna be doing like little like art giveaways. We got we also have a sponsored giveaway by Wacom Technologies to make the tablet.
We're gonna give away a tablet.
So we're gonna have an art contest for that. So we're gonna be doing a lot of interactive goodies.
That's cool.
We're also gonna fire up a $10 sketch, 10-minute $10 sketch thing on Instagram.
That's
so
cool.
and I think we're gonna run that over Twitter and Facebook as well.
Yeah, and then his new website, it's
artbygear.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, baby. It's very
You're
nice.
welcome. Still working on it. I mean, I had to just like throw something together,
It's a
like
work in
just
progress,
to get it up there. But
It's
so
hard to build websites. Very hard.
it is. I've been working really hard. Like, we still have a lot of work to do on both our sites, but I just wanted to get something out there so at least people could see like a portfolio separate from Instagram, because that's where we post all our art. But like, we do post like social stuff, so if people are just want to learn like about my story or Gear story, like they're all on our websites. And then mine's artbyg2.com.
Artbyg2.com.
Artbyg2.
Yeah, and then my Instagram is official Godard 2. So my dad's official Goddard, and then I'm official Goddard too. I would just love when they type him in. I come up right after. I'm like, perfect. Thanks for the traffic, Dad.
Once again, official Goddard too.
Yeah, and then I'm not really like into the Twitter jam, but I have it. It's private.
That's
whatever.
in case we
It's
just
my venting
Twitter's for like
tribe.
16-year-olds and trolling. So that's
So that's our I'm on his Instagram. He's on mine. Whatever.
And how do
They
people
can find
actually
me.
buy the work from you? Do they message you, or is it?
It's all
do they do it on the
through
website?
direct
Slide in
messaging.
those
We're
DMs,
working.
B.
We're working on our our site shop. So they're like just for now, like, we're just doing all like if somebody's interested, just DM us or whatever.
Yeah.
And
we're gonna
sometimes
have like leggings, hoodies, like all over print, like dye sub stuff, scarves. I mean, we're working on the whole jam. So
That's awesome.
it's gonna be you're gonna go to the site and
Gotta
it's
do
like
face masks.
Yeah, well, and
totally.
pricing definitely varies. Like, especially right now, I've been
Assless chaps. We're gonna have the
You're
whole
right.
night.
I've been really trying to be attentive to like people struggling and them still being able to buy art. So right now I've been giving away a lot of discounts and stuff on my artwork just so that I can help people out. And then there's going to be a whole like charity page and all sorts of stuff that we're working on.
Awesome.
So it's kind of in the works. The site was just like kind of thrown together, and we're like, okay, let's have something up there for now. But any like direct messaging, our emails are both on our websites and our Instagram. So and if they can't get a hold of him, like sometimes because all his go through requests on Instagram, so just message me and I'll connect the two.
And that's the thing too. Like, even we want to start like talking to like like state-sponsored art programs, and depending on what that program is, donating a percentage, because I mean, look, we still gotta like eat, we still gotta put the lights on, but within those state-funded art programs and mural installations and projects, we want to be able to work with the city to be able to donate a percentage of those proceeds to like St. Jude's or to like an animal shelter or to like, you know what I mean? Something
art
like that.
studio, whatever.
So
yeah.
it keeps us fed. It keeps people like that, you know, still having some sort of income coming in, and everyone gets something cool to look at.
And if you have any ideas as far as like,
if
you know,
anybody's
wants
out
to
there,
help and, you know, wants to get involved with us, other artists that are listening in and you want to get involved, like, you know, just hit us up and so it's so good to see you.
However, we can just keep
it going.
Unfortunately, we're bound to this, you know, monetary Rubik's Cube of an environment, but let's make it work. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, well, I can't thank you guys enough for being on, and and like you said, just everyone go support and get your ideas out there. Let's start a conversation. Let's start solving stuff. So I think that's awesome. You guys are doing that too. So thank you guys so much for being on.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Oh,
It's so fun always. I know.
Great.
Sorry the topics were a little heavy today.
I think we ended up with a decent note. So
and the GoFundMe. I know you wanted to say that really.
Yeah. I'll be posting the GoFundMe on my Instagram, and my Instagram is Duran at Duran.
Yeah, we'll put it in the link in his bio.
Yeah, we'll put it on the link, and then thank you guys so much, and then reach out, and then we'll be here. We ain't going.
Yeah, and hopefully the next time we see you, we can talk about all the stuff we're working on right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Talk about it and show you.
Yeah, exactly. That would be awesome. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much, and thank you guys for watching. Please go and support them in any way you can, and thank you guys so much. Remember, never give up, always believe, and you'll achieve. Thank you. God bless.